We fell foul of the snarling beasts that roamed the labyrinths of fear. We laid to rest the ghosts of wronged, massacred Native Americans in the horror of High Ridge. And now it's time for us to put on that fedora, pick up that whip, and go with Indiana Jones and his adventure in his pursuit of the Vampire's Cup. Yeah. So looking forward to playing through Indiana Jones and the Vampire's Cup. As I said before, it's a Find Your Fate adventure book. I had it when I was a kid, or at least I'd read it when I was a kid, and I bought it on eBay recently. And, you know, every Friday, well, most Fridays, we go through a Choose Your Own Adventure style book. I read out some of the story, and then you all choose what we should do next from the available options. Will I read out the blurb? You want me to read out the blurb? Okay. It is the Cup of Diemsheet, a unique medieval treasure. Legend has it that anyone who drinks from this goblet will be guaranteed eternal life. Mihail Tepes, a Romanian archaeologist, believes the cup is buried in the grave of the notorious 15th century Prince Vladimir Dracula, the person who inspired the stories of Dracula the Vampire. If Dracula drank from the cup, it is possible he walks the earth to this day. Your search will be complicated by many other people, some of them ruthless villains, who will stop at nothing to gain possession of the cup. Right from the start, you are in charge. Depending on the decisions you make, you could wander endlessly through catacombs, meet real-life werewolves, or fight to the death with bloodthirsty bandits. Every thrilling and dangerous step of the way, the choices are up to you as you find your fate. Alright, let's get this started then. Dracula. The very name conjures up visions of evil, of strangeness, of mystery. Now you and Indiana Jones are off on a dazzling adventure to look for the priceless goblet buried with the remains of the legendary prince. Your quest is vitally important, for it is said that whoever drinks from the goblet will possess eternal life. You don't want such power to fall into the wrong hands. I'm turning into Darth Vader here. You'll have many decisions to make on your journey. You'll choose your actions and decide your own fate by following the directions at the bottom of each page. Make the right choices and you'll be a hero. Make the wrong moves and anything can happen. Good luck and be careful. Good night and good luck. Shall we begin? Washington, D.C., 1935. Dracula, with this stake I shall destroy you forever. Your heart skips a beat when Dr. Van Helsing drives a wooden stake into the heart of Dracula, king of the undead. You shudder as the vampire shrieks in horror, and his body begins to shrivel up. Soon, all that is left in the coffin is a pile of dust. Then the theatre lights go up. Wow, you say to the man next to you. That was some movie. Maybe you wouldn't say it so sarcastically. But Indiana Jones does not respond. He's looking at his pocket watch and rubbing his chin nervously. Now, I should just warn you, there may be some really, really bad Harrison Ford impersonations coming up. Where could Mihail be? Indy says, he's never late. That doesn't sound anything like Harrison Ford. You met Indy just a few weeks ago during your summer job at the National Museum, but you can see that he is worried about his friend Mihail Tepes, the famous European archaeologist. Suddenly the doors at the back of the theatre swing open and a tall, thin man stumbles down the aisle towards you and Indy. Jones, the man whispers in a heavy Eastern European accent. They're after me. You have to stop them. Mihail, Indy cries, jumping to his feet. Just then the theatre doors fly open again and 4 burly men in black overcoats bolt into the theatre. Shocked, you realise that they are running toward you. Indy, you whisper as the men rush down the aisle. What'll we do? Indy is busy holding up his exhausted friend. Looks like it's up to you, kid, he says. Why would it be up to the kid? You're Indiana Jones, take care of business. And why are you always hanging around with children? Huh? Sorry. Suddenly you remember the box of sour balls in your pocket. You grab a handful of the round candies and toss them into the aisle. They work like a charm. As your attackers rush at you, they slip and slide on the sour balls and crash on the ground. Good work, kid, Indy grunts, slinging Mihail's arm around his shoulder. Now let's get out of here. That candy won't hold them off for long. Really, really bad American accent. I'm sorry. You follow Indy and Michiel as they stagger through a nearby exit door. In seconds, you're on the streets of Washington, D.C. That way, Michiel says, pointing to a small Romanian restaurant down the street. How convenient. We'll be safe in there. In moments, you're seated in a dimly lit restaurant. Okay, Michiel, says Indy. What's the story? Who were those thugs back there, and why did you set up this meeting in the first place? And I don't know why. He's starting to sound like a cross between Humphrey Bogart and John Wayne. It is a long story, says Michiel. It concerns my ancestors in Romania and the cup of the Emshid. The cup, Indy whispers, solid gold, encrusted with jewels, stolen from a mosque in Persia during the 16th century and lost ever since. I remember a legend about it, the one that says that when filled with human blood, it will give whoever drinks from it eternal life, Michiel finishes. I followed the trail of the cup to my homeland of Romania, Indy, only to make a shocking discovery. I am Dracula. This man clearly needs professional help. Indy, I don't know about this guy, you whisper. Let's get out of here. Hang on a second, Indy replies. This sounds interesting. Thank you, Indy, Michiel says. I did not wish to alarm you or your friend, but what I say is true. I am the last living member of the Draculas, the royal Romanian family. Perhaps you do not know this, but Dracula was a respected name until the 16th century. Then my ancestor, Prince Vlad Dracula, became known throughout the land as a bloodthirsty tyrant. After he died, peasants insisted that he had cheated the grave. They said he had become one of the undead, a vampire who walked the earth eternally, drinking the blood of those still living. I don't believe this, Indy mutters, shaking his head. But it is true, Michiel protests. I suspect that my ancestor discovered the cup of the Emshid and has used it to stay alive through the centuries. Even now, I fear that he feeds on the blood of innocent Romanians. And I... Michiel suddenly falls silent and stares off into the distance. You turn to see that 4 men from the movie theatre have just entered the restaurant. If you think it's time to confront the men, turn to page 24. If you think you're better off trying to escape, turn to page 41. Alright, it's up to you. What does Indy and his crew do? Do they confront the men or do they leg it? I don't know about you. It's up to you. Hopefully we can find the cup of the vampire. We'll continue it next Friday. And I was going for the off switch before I should have. Bye! Can I find it? No, I can't. Have a good weekend.